I have 2 cats. I never thought I would have a cat. I never thought I would have animals, but life sneaks up on you. So here I am about to non-ironically call myself a double cat dad. My girlfriend wanted a cat a few years back. It was her birthday, so I thought it would be a good idea to take her down to the shelter and look at cats. And in my head, I was like, maybe we'll realize they're too much responsibility and we will leave with 0 cats. That's not what happened. We left with 2 cats. My goal was 0. And we went for the cats. They had a dog room too, but I didn't have a big enough place for dogs. I live in an apartment. I thought it'd be weird to have a dog in there. And there's this weird standoff between dog and cat people that I dislike very much. Dog people are a little more aggressive. Not only do they hate cat people, they also hate cats. Which I think is weird. You hate a tiny little thing that's just hungry? What's wrong with you? I've never seen a dog and been like, get out of here, not cat. Learn to purr. I think the dog and cat people should band together and hate the real weirdos, reptile people. Why do you have a snake? Someone in here have a snake? It's so weird to me. I think if you have to feed your animal another live animal, it don't get to be in the house. That's not a pet. And it only eats weekly. Someone out there is just like, here's your weekly rat, Malachi. I named you something biblical to confuse the devil. That has to stay outside. You guys got snakes? Your body language shifted pretty hard. I thought maybe you had snakes. And I wanted to talk about it, but since you don't, I'll continue with my cat story. My girlfriend's actually the one that realized it would be too much responsibility to have kittens. She's the one that backed out of it. But as soon as I got there and the lady at the front desk said, do you want to go to the kitten room? I knew I made a huge mistake. Yeah, Mr. Can't Feel His Feelings. You want to go to the kitten room? I was like, oh no. It's aptly named. It's a room full of kittens, and when you break through the threshold of the door, your heart grows a little bit. I felt like I was the Grinch giving Christmas back. You remember when his heart was like this? I thought I was having a heart attack. Right when I walked in there, I was like, is this a cardiac event? Cute overload. You know, they say the animal picks you. I always thought that was nonsense until that day when I was only in there for 10 seconds and this kitten had Spider-Man right onto my chest and was like, hey man. I was like, hey. And he was like, get me out of here. There's way too many kittens in here. This is actually inhumane. I would write an email if I had fingers. I said, your new name is Laser. I want to sign for you in blood. Where's the lady? That's how fast it happened. But you don't got to look for a lady because this place is a business. I didn't realize it was a business. She's looking through the porthole so she can make the sell. As soon as she saw me bond with the cat, she just kicked in the door and she was like, you like that one? I was like, no, I love him more than anything I've ever loved in my entire life. I've never felt this level of love before, man or machine. Here's where it got sinister. She said, well, if you like him, that's its brother. And I was like, oh, it is a heart attack. Back him up. Actually, I don't think they should be in a bag. That seems inhumane. Put them in a box with big holes. But I want both of them. And I do not need a DNA test. I can tell they're related because their stripes are similar. That lady made a huge mistake that day because she could have got rid of all the cats if she had just kept pointing. Because I was in a trance. If she had been like, that's its cousin, that's its aunt. That one's not related to him, but it knew their real mom. Give me 100 cats. Mitch and Laser living in my house, living the dream. We had a goldfish before that, but I didn't really consider it on the same level as a pet. And we got it by accident, so it didn't have the same resonating effect in my heart. It wasn't even my goldfish. My friend won it at a fair. He was throwing rings into a bucket. And they're like, you did good, you won. He said, what did I win? And they said, a living thing. It's a weird prize. He said, can I have a stuffed one? And they're like, you did not do well enough at the game for that. Here's one in a bag, and it only has 30 minutes of oxygen in there. You gotta leave the fair immediately and go get it a bowl. Your day's over, no more fried Oreos for you. My friend Jordan, so I was like, I'll take the fish. But I only took the fish because my idea of how long fish lived was based on when I was an irresponsible kid. Like if you didn't feed them at the right interval. I thought 3 to 5 weeks tops on a fish's lifespan. I was wrong, because if you're responsible and you feed them when they're supposed to be fed and you clean the filter on their tank, they live a while. You know how long this fish lived? 10 years. I had to spend a decade with a fish I didn't even win. I spent probably $6,000 on him. He had a 50-gallon tank, specialty rocks. He had a 2-room castle. I live in a 1-bedroom in West Hollywood. I take acid rain showers to the face every day. And he's living in a freshwater paradise. We named him Ralph, too, because it always looked like he was throwing up. One day I came home and he was upside down. After 10 years, 2 cities, 3 different apartments. Bloop. I'm an optimist, so when I saw him at first, I was like, finally, he learned a trick. I'm finally gonna get my money's worth. Ralph went X Games mode. So I tapped the glass a little bit. No, it was game over. And I'm dumb, so I didn't know what to do with him, so I Googled it, and everyone knows. What do you do with him? Flush him down the toilet. That's 9 million Google results. Ralph, who's been in my family for 10 years, he has a will. I have to parse out his estate to other fish upon his untimely death. And the entire internet said, send him down there with your 1s and 2s. And I said, we will not. Ralph's my little brother now. So I started Googling goldfish caskets. They're real. Cost $900. Yeah, so we flushed them. I'm not spending another $1 on you, Ralph. You better get out to the ocean and find Nemo, buddy.